Hi all, welcome to Night Rips. And we're going to pull ourselves, I got another 6 packs of this 1992 high number. Now these are from that special edition box that we have already opened. This will be the second rip for that. But I wanted to pull those out and get ripping. But while I'm at it, let me go ahead and quickly invite you to join the channel by hitting that subscribe button below and hit notify bell whenever you get notified that I put more stuff up. With that all being said, let me zoom in and get ripping. Again, this is a special edition box. These came out during basically they had these Heroes of Baseball shows all across the country. Dealers could only buy these boxes for those shows. So very, very limited set. And they had cards in here that you couldn't get in just the regular boxes. Probably one of the hardest sets to collect, at least from the junk wax era. So with that all being said, it mentions find the Bench and Morgan. I've never found a Johnny Bench or Joe Morgan in these boxes. We've always found the Ted Williams cards. So, but who knows, this may be different. So let's go ahead and start ripping by ripping pack number 1. Now I do like these sets simply because there is cards in here that you don't find anywhere else. Again, there's the Heroes Highlights cards. There's also Vernon Wells, which is in any of the sets. But I do like the Upper Decks, the early Upper Deck, because that right there, it kind of changed baseball. You had a lot more to these cards than just, a back full of stats and a plain pitcher. You get a lot of other stuff like Top Prospects, Dave McCarthy. I'm going to go through the base relatively quick since we've seen a lot of it. I don't know if we've seen all of it. I think there's a total of 800 cards, because typically that's what there was. Jay Howell. We have, this would be one of the National League, or no, this is a Diamond debut. Oh, I don't remember even seeing one of these. It's a high number, Diamond debut card. I might have seen him before, but it's been a while since I've opened any of this. There's Dickie Thon. This was what I was thinking. This would be the right-handed pitcher. This is the Diamond Skills for National League. This should be a high number, and it is. National League was high number. American League was low number. Best defensive player, Ozzie, the Wizard himself. And just a little sneak peek. Be prepared to see an interesting one of him from me here pretty soon. Again, another reason why you want to make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to put up some cool stuff here pretty soon. And we got Andy Van Slyke, best outfield arm. This will also be National League, high number. Pack 2. So in this one, we got a lot of the skills players, which is different than our first strip where we had a lot of the Vernon Wells. All right, what we got? Pack number 2. Got another Top Prospect, Joe Vitello. Gilkey. We have, this would be a Top Prospect, Bob Wickman. So there's a lot of, they're not insert sets, they are subsets, because they are still part of the base set. But today they've been, well, you might have seen as either the rookie card or the MLB debut cards. A little bit different. We have a Diamond debut checklist. That's an interesting looking card. And it's a high number. And of course that is Donovan Osborne on it, but you see all of the Diamond debuts. There's Stankiewicz, Pat Mahomes. That would be Patrick Mahomes II's father. Pat Listak. Yeah, some cool ones on there. And this is a Diamond Skills. I bet you this is a checklist card also. And it is. It's the checklist card for the National League. Of course, you've got two big-time Pirates, Andy Van Slyke, and you got to recognize this guy. Of course, he was a lot bigger for most of the time people see him, Barry Bonds. And I've actually pulled his dad out of these boxes. Put that over here. We got the best hitter, another high number. That'd be Mr. Padre, Tony Gwynn. That guy was unreal how good of a hitter he was. Most people think he was power. He was just pure. He could just put it where he wanted it. And Hayes, Kevin Setzer, and Sean Dunston, best infield arm, again, National League. One thing I'm noticing that there's these packs, that it's like they get into a rhythm with one specific type of card. You know, if that's the case, one of the things I'm hoping to do is that we get into the Heroes of Baseball cards and gets into that rhythm. But we'll have to wait and see. Brian Smith. This should be a prospect card, and it is. Carlos Rodriguez. There's Ryan Sandberg, definitely a legend for the Cubs. This is funny. You got Dave Winfield and Doc Gooden, who are actually, I think it was nephew, uncle, or something like that. They are related. That's him with the Angels. Elster. The worst name in the world for a pitcher, Bob Walk. Got another diamond debut. This would be Donovan Osborne, who was actually the card that actually appeared on the checklist. This looks like another diamond debut, and it is. The collation on these is just terrible. It's Brett Boone. Oh, this is actually kind of cool. The reason why this one stands out, this is 1992. The Colorado Rockies did not come into existence until 1993. So this right here is probably their first, let's see, Yeah, I'm not going to read that. If you want to read it, you can pause and take a look at it, but it's probably had something to do with how the supplemental draft ran. Another Diamond Skills high level with Giants, Will Clark. Again, collation on this is terrible, but will be great if it can actually get to those Heroes cards. Dave Martinez, and we finish with the best left-handed pitcher, and I don't disagree with this one at all, Tom Glavine. Had only played for a few years by that point. All right, this is the fourth pack. Good thing I cut these out because that pack just exploded on me. Let's see who we got. There's Pete Harnisch. So this is a Jim Abbott, Stay in School. Says if you can understand this, you understand this. One thing I find real interesting, and he hides it very well. Of course, this is Jim Abbott when he's with the Angels. Jim Abbott was not born with a right hand, but they hide it pretty well in this. But these are pretty cool cards. This Stay in School card, definitely a very 90s thing. Barry Larkin, Rafael Palmeiro. So many of these people you see got in a little bit of trouble with PEDs. Going to keep them out of the hall until much later. I mentioned this one before. This is the Diamond Debut, for Pat Mahomes, who is the father of Patrick Mahomes II, starting quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. Matter of fact, Patrick Mahomes, he calls himself Patrick so that he could actually separate himself from his father. Not that he had a problem with his father. Honestly, it just makes Google searches a lot easier. And we got another diamond debut of Archie Cianfrocco or something like that. I think we're going to finish that whole set here with these rips. CB Brooks. And speaking of finishing a set, there's Marquise Grissom, best base runner. Here, still with the Expos at that point. It's before he came down here to Atlanta. John Smiley, and best right-handed pitcher, Jose Rijo. So we got 2 packs to go, and we have a ton of Diamond Skills and honestly Diamond debuts. But the things I'm not seeing any of those Heroes of Baseball cards, and I'm not seeing any stickers. Pedro and Ramon, and for those that don't know, brothers, Pedro Martinez, Ramon Martinez. Of course, Pedro more known as being a Red Sox, but you know, he started there with his brother in LA. Interesting Rod Dibble. Definitely high heat type pitcher, relief type. Joe Carter, Martinez, going through some of these a little quicker to get to another debut. This time, Pat Listak. And this should be another debut, and it is. Mark Clark. Terrible collation. There's Rick Sutcliffe. And we got another Diamond Skill. From another National League, this time Howard Johnson, best athlete. Wow, I just cannot believe how much of we're getting stuff. Matt Stairs, and of course, we've gotten this one actually in this rip. This would be Barry Bonds and Andy Von Slyke. This is the checklist for the Diamond Skills for National League. It's just funny to see Van Slyke holding the bat and Barry holding the glove. Towards the later part of the career, you'd probably think Barry should be the one holding the bat. Last pack. I really don't get the collation in these packs. This is probably the worst I've ever seen. There's Mo Sanford. There's Keith and Kevin. Those would be Mitchell's. Okay. And they were real big. Yeah, Bloodlines. That was the name of this set. It is a subset within. I couldn't remember what it was, but yeah, Bloodlines was the same as the other. I'll leave the Ramon and Pedro. Mark Grace. There's a man who's smiling because the Mets are still paying him. And one thing I'm learning about the Mets is they love paying people after they leave the team. This one being Bobby Bonilla. Of course, just recently required Robinson Cano. Sorry, not Roberto. Robinson Cano. Mets is paying him a lot too. So I think I want to go join the Mets, then leave so they can keep paying me. Steve Bedrosian. Got another Diamond debut, this time Chad Curtis. One thing I do like, even though we're getting a lot of these debuts and whatnot, it's another one, Chad Curtis again. I was about ready to say I'm happy because we're not seeing a lot of duplicates, and of course, what happened? We pulled a duplicate. Von Hayes, most exciting player. Definitely a full 5-tool player here. Barry Bonds, a very muscular, slim Barry Bonds. Not the later in years, kind of like the old Elvis, the much bigger, but power hitter Barry Bonds. You know, I know Barry back here, you know, he could hit, he could steal. He was doing it all. Definitely a 5-tool. Not quite as much at the end of his career, but we know how the end of his career ended. Mike Morgan. Of course, Barry had the unfortunate, he is now no longer eligible for the Hall of Fame, at least from the baseball writers. And we'll end it with that Rockies Ryan Turner. So, quick recap. First off, we got no stickers, we got no Heroes of Baseball, and we got none of the Heroes Highlights cards. But what did we get? We actually got 2 of these Bloodlines. I actually put one in my base set, but honestly, if you look here, these are only base cards anyways. But we got a couple of those. For the, if I can get them off my mat, this would be for the top prospects. We did pull 4 of those. Not too many when you start looking at other things that we pulled. I look at, this would be any of the Diamond debuts. These are all the ones that basically started the year sometime in 92, because the high number is basically like the update set. We pulled a ton of them. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 of these. And only one of them, one set's dupes. Everything else is unique. To include people like Pat Mahomes, who is a good player in his own sense, but definitely not the player and not the same sport as what his son does. And the other thing that we pulled, I'm not even going to count these because they are, I mean, this almost looks like a base set, how many we pulled. But these would be all of the Diamond Skills National League. So this is all the high number series, everything 700 and above. So fun rip, fun to see that Topps is not the only one that doesn't collate very well. It doesn't look like Upper Deck does either. But definitely another fun rip. And I hope you enjoy this kind of stuff, because I love opening up some of this old stuff. Seeing people that, you know, you look at people like, again, Barry Bonds. You know what he did in his career. I mean, he did break Mr. Hank Aaron's home run record. A major player, of course, you know, kind of tainted a bit, you know, has the asterisk because of the whole Pets scandal. But one of the nice things about opening up a lot of this old stuff is that you get to see and reminisce about some of these, really the greats of baseball that kind of led to what we have today. So if you like this stuff as much as I do, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join the channel and watch what I put up, because it will be a lot of this stuff that we can go look back on. Also hit that notify bell so you get notified when I put new stuff up. And go ahead and like the video. Also, if you have any comments, drop it in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Look forward to doing this here real soon. But until then, bye now.